Subscribe to TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.
All right, we are back. This is still the breakfast show on TSL Nigeria TV. Now, immunization is a process whereby a person is made immune or resistant to an infectious disease, typically by the administration of a vaccine. It is a proven tool for controlling and eliminating life-threatening infectious diseases, and it has also been seen to have estimated to have averted 2 to 3 million deaths each year. We are joined this morning by the Assistant Chief Nursing Officer of the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, and she will be talking to us extensively about immunization. Good morning, Ma.
Good morning.
It's good to have you. I like the fact that she looks very casual.
Yeah. I love what's happening on your head. Is it a scarf or a cap?
It's a form of job. Thank you.
Okay, I love it. So beautiful.
Thank you. So quickly, tell us about yourself.
Assistant Chief Nursing Officer, a public health nurse in the University of Benin Teaching Hospital.
Wow.
I've been working in the immunization section for the past 12 years.
Wow.
I'll give a lot of vaccines.
Wow.
Especially when there's outbreak. We go outside the community, we go to schools to administer vaccines.
Okay, so amazing. Now, talking about immunization, the truth is that this subject matter cannot be overflogged and overemphasized. How important is immunization in this part of the sub-Saharan region?
Yeah, a lot of people, we still go to the community to educate people on the importance of vaccine, because we have some deadly diseases that are vaccine preventable.
Okay.
For example, tuberculosis, which is still in the increase today. A lot of children still die of TB, which federal government, they've already made vaccines to prevent this deadly disease, that's the tuberculosis, from birth. That's when they start immunizing children, like the sub-Sahara region. So we give our babies, immediately they are born, we vaccinate them for BCG against tuberculosis. And peradventure, a child does not come for immunization when the child is above 1. We run a test, what we call Manto's test, chest X-ray, to check if the child is already been exposed to that tuberculosis bacilli. And if the child has not already been exposed, we give the child tuberculosis, that's the BCG, so the different dose. It's free. So I always tell people to come and bring their children for immunization. And all other diseases, not only for tuberculosis, like poliomyelitis, the vaccine is still available. There was a time we had a case of an outbreak of a case of polio in the north. So there's still poliomyelitis, yes, disease. So we are still going to the community. By 21st of this month, July 21st, by I think Sunday, there's going to be the national program on immunization. Children within the age of 0 to 5, they are still going to be immunized. We're going to do house-to-house sensitization. So by Monday, we'll start giving children this polio vaccine. A lot of schools are going to go on break, so we're still going to churches, mosques and all that, marketplaces, to immunize our children. Also, other important one, we have hepatitis B. As a child is born, just as we administer BCG, we also give hepatitis B vaccine to protect them from having this hepatitis B virus. And in Nigeria, we started administering this vaccine from 2004. That's to say that children that were born before 2004, they never had this vaccination. So we always advise people, yes, children born before 2004, they should go for tests to check.
Eyes are doing
to check their status. If they are negative, we advise them to go get the vaccine to protect them for life. It's just 3 doses. The first dose, a month time, you take a second dose, which give you like 2 years protection. Then the third dose and gives you life protection. For adults, you pay for it, but for children, it's still free. Federal government has already made provision for vaccines for children within the age of 0 to 5 years. So that's the vaccine. Till another important vaccine that we also have, is pentavalent vaccine. people call it DPT in the old days, but now it's pentavalent vaccine. It's 5-in-1. There is diphtheria vaccination inside, prevents a child from having diphtheria disease. There's pertussis vaccine, Haemophilus influenza vaccine, tetanus vaccine, and the hepatitis B vaccine inside. That means 5-in-1. A child is going to have it when the child is 6 weeks old, 6 weeks at birth. 6 weeks, 10 weeks, and 14 weeks, and gives the child a life protection for diphtheria, pertussis, Haemophilus influenza, hepatitis B. Then also when the child is 9 months, we also have vaccines for measles, yellow fever, also, and vitamin A supplements. Those are the killer diseases that federal government have made provisions for vaccination for our children. Well, federal government, they ended anything about vaccination at 9 months, but there are other important vaccines that they give outside this world for free, like in Europe, America, like that they give other vaccines like MMR for free, but in this part of the world they are made to pay some amount. Measles, mumps, and rubella. Rubella is a deadly disease. A woman that is pregnant that gets in contact with rubella, when she have a baby, definitely the baby is going to have some deformity, like heart defects, blindness, and hearing defect. So we've seen a lot of cases. When a pregnant woman comes down with rubella, she's not going to have a normal baby. So advise women of childbearing age should also get themselves vaccinated against rubella. So the vaccines, you can't get just a single rubella vaccine. You keep it has to be combined dose. You have the measles, the mumps, and also the rubella. Also, the mumps is also very, very important to male children.
That stuff that usually come out of children's jaw.
Yes. When a child that gets infected with mumps, there's a tendency for that mumps to have an effect on the testes, the testosterone, prostate gland, and all that. So a lot of people that come down with an infection of mumps, maybe when they have already attained their age of puberty or productivity stage, they start having maybe cases of low sperm
I want to ask a question. I think I need to come in here a little bit. Does it affect women?
The mumps?
Yes,
they do. They have mumps.
Does it affect women? The fertility issue? Because it happened to me when I was small.
No, it doesn't affect women fertility at all, just for men. For men, it affects their testes.
I feel like to be back to say thank God. Now you spoke about the Maltese test earlier. Now does that the Maltese test for tuberculosis?
Yes, screening for tuberculosis.
Because when I got into university, my 100 level, we're made to do medical clearance, and then they gave us this Maltese test here, and they said if it doesn't stay swollen, they gave me another one here. I still have the scar.
Yes,
that means I didn't get before or expire. Does it wear off?
Yes. In some cases, probably you had some people around you that had TB that brought your immunity down. Not that you were infected. no. Oh my God! Not that you were infected, but you are at the stage of you no longer have protection against tuberculosis. That's why you were given a BCG to give you life coverage. But we always advise people time to time they should go for a medical checkup to check all this routine checkup. Definitely, mantle test is among all those routine checkup that you have to do.
Well, you mentioned a couple of vaccines now, and I was kind of terrified. And why are there so many vaccines? Like, can baby's immune system actually handle these vaccines?
Yes. Yes. It's given in stages, like the BCG that I mentioned. As soon as they are born, they're giving BCG. When they are 6 weeks, they're giving pentavalent vaccine, which is the DPT, pertussis, and all that. Then when they are 9 months, they give them measles vaccine and yellow fever, not all at once.
Okay.
So a year and above, they come to the hospital again to get this measles, mumps, rubella vaccination, and also the varicella vaccination, which protects them against chickenpox when they are 1. Then when they are 13 months, that is a year and a month, they can also get the meningitis vaccine.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask, a lot of people do not understand what immunization means or how it works, so I probably want us to talk about it. I know I read up that basically getting vaccinated means that they're introducing maybe a weaker kind of the germs that causes the sickness or a virus in it. So what is it? Is it to activate this? What is happening? Why do they inject you with the sickness they are protecting you from?
We have just like two types, just from the way you explained. We have the life attenuated, like the BCG is life attenuated. The MMR, that is the measles and yellow fever, they are life attenuated. They introduce the weakened kind of bacteria into your system to spoil your immune system, so that whenever you come in contact with that particular disease, it will give you a life protection. It actually works on your T cells, that is the white cells, they call it lymphocyte, the white blood cells on your lymphocyte, so that whenever a disease you come in contact with that particular infection, you'll be able to release some immunity to fight against that particular disease. That's how it works.
I was going to ask now, from what you said and how important immunization is, especially for the bulk of the population, that is women and children, why is it that cultural beliefs and myth, still bar people from participating in immunization? Let me give you a case study. Even to the elites, the educated ones, I was a copper, and then in my local government, we had people come say they want to immunize us against yellow fever, and bulk of core members were still saying they don't want to get immunized because they feel like they don't know where it came from. What of it is going to cause another epidemic? And I'm like, you people are educated. You're supposed to know the importance of immunization. And so why do people not take this exercise seriously?
Well, our country, we're Africans, a lot of superstitious belief. Like in December when we had outbreak of yellow fever, a lot of people died of yellow fever, especially in Edo State. Wow. People were really going around telling people not to take. Even with our job, we were going from community to community, house to house, health talk. We had to go to the traditional rulers to tell them, head of community, their community vigilante and all that. We used all these people to reach out to the community, to speak to them, to tell them about the misconception they have about these vaccines. Actually, some of them actually came back to us to tell us, we had this information that when you take this yellow fever vaccine, it's going to give you infertility, that they're going to have infertility issues, so many things, so many superstitions, so many beliefs. So we try to reinforce our health talk for them to really believe and to come back to us to get themselves or their children immunized.
Superstitious belief is actually killing us in Nigeria, because there was a time I heard that there is some evil set of people injecting HIV positive blood into oranges. So I'm thinking it's related to this immunization problem too. They might feel like maybe they're injecting you with something bad. So it has to do with superstition.
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's so much to take in.
Now you spoke about most of the immunization being from birth to 9 months old. But you guys move from schools to school. So is there a specific one you take because they usually come and say between the ages of like 4 to 9 or thereabouts, come out and have this. So is there a specific one for that age group, or is it still a repetition of the ones they had when they were babies?
Yeah, sometimes when we have any case of, maybe there's an outbreak of any particular disease, we try to reinforce even the vaccination that we've given to them.
Okay.
Yes, like maybe repetition, like maybe when tetanus toxoid vaccines. A lot of children, when they have cuts in school, they don't tell their parents. Especially children they don't tell their parents. And when we see that cases are coming to children emergency ward, cases with tetanus, and it's not all children, it's not all cases of tetanus that really survive. So we just, go back to WHO, get some vaccines, and move from schools to school. Start vaccinating children, especially the teenagers, start giving them vaccine. And for pregnant women also, you never can tell where they're going to have their babies. In this part of the country, people still believe on a traditional birth attendant.
Yes.
And the hygienic process of having their baby, you can't really tell. So we also give them tetanus toxoid vaccine. We don't really concentrate on those that are pregnant. Women of childbearing age, they should take their 5 doses to get a lifetime protection. That's still among the immunization that we give to children, and we can also give to pregnant women. Then also we have several, which we call cervical cancer vaccines, that protect our ladies from having a cervical cancer.
Oh my God, this is the first time
I've ever heard that there is cervical cancer.
because they make it seem like you have it. Maybe you can't do anything
like
to have it.
cancer vaccine. How do you get that?
Cervical cancer vaccine is available in UBTH.
Okay.
Yes, it's available in UBTH. Yes.
Okay, so I need to debunk something. You know, you're speaking about tetanus shots and the fact that some children do not even survive tetanus-related infections.
Yes.
Now, growing up, there was this thing that some parents would do. If you had a cut in your leg, they'll put knife on fire, onions and pepper, and then it's sort of like they're branding you.
Yes,
And they say it's to prevent tetanus infection. Does that actually work?
well, it's just a local therapy, localized therapy around the place of effect.
Okay.
But when the toxins have already gone into the bloodstream, you need yes.
So the fact that it does work is what you're saying. I mean, it's
Somehow the first aid management in a localized area.
Oh God.
But what about when it's on the skin? Is when it's maybe the sole of the feet that you
Yes,
can actually use an
heat.
object, hot object to treat. But if it's on the skin, you can't apply hot object on superficial faces on someone's skin.
I was going to ask that we have talked about all of the benefits and beautiful things about immunization. Now, are there cases where someone can get over immunized, that your body cells, your antibodies are over released, and it will cause a disruption in your health system? Or is immunization something that you cannot be over?
Well, let me get to, like, for this poliomyelitis that is going on, there is no overdose.
Okay.
Yes, for poliomyelitis. Yes, polio vaccine you can actually give to children on and on. Whenever there's an outbreak, we go out to the community, all children within the age of 0 to 5 years to get themselves. Yes. Then you're talking about side effects of immunization. Well, we have what we call localized side effects. That means at the site of injection, you might feel a little pain on that particular site of injection. Like those coming to take their tetanus toxoid vaccine. Just the deltoid muscle, the left upper arm, that's the site of vaccination. It might have just a little pain under 24 hours. Then for some children, the diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis keeps them fever. For just high temperature for like 48 hours, and that's all. There's no adverse or no anaphylactic effect that it will not lead to unconsciousness or death. No.
Okay, let's ask
Vaccines are safe.
People have actually accused
Vaccines are
killing.
No,
finding out that doesn't
kill. Yes, it doesn't kill.
Scarring, a lot of us have this scar on our shoulder. By a lot of us, I mean myself.
Yeah, and I mean myself too.
Is it genetic that maybe you don't get scarred, or it wasn't applied properly? Why does that scarring happen?
Well,
especially in this part?
Yes. In this part, that's how you know anybody coming from Nigeria or Africa. that one just answered. Okay. Like in the developed world, in the US, children that are born abroad, they don't give them BCG, so they don't have the BCG scar. So when their parents, maybe when they come back to the country, no matter the age, we give them BCG to immunize them.
So
because they don't talk about no at all. Of recent, they even started screening Nigerians traveling. Yes,
okay.
They started screening them, doing what we call sputum analysis. They just check their saliva to know if they have the tubercular bacillar bacteria inside their saliva. For those that are negative, or when they have a trace, they quarantine them. They put them in a place that they give them anti-tuberculin drug for 8 weeks.
Okay.
Yes.
I was going to ask that as adults, you talked about stages in which babies, mothers can get immunized. As adults, are there times where we are supposed to get immunization, or are the immunization we took when we were babies still lasting, like carrying us? For some, like the diphtheria pertussis is for life. It's still helping us. Then for the BCG, some people, they might have a break of
the protection in life, depending on where they have lived. Maybe they have lived among those people that are positive with tuberculosis, which will definitely bring down their immunity process. So they have to be re-immunized in life. Then, like for the cervical cancer vaccine I talked about, is from 9 years and above. You don't give it to little children, 9 years and above. Those, and it works better when you are not sexually exposed. So that means, you know, cervical cancer is among sexually transmitted disease, unlike before. They added it to STI like 5 years ago. The WHO added cervical cancer to the list of STI. So we now say it's not all strain of that particular human papilloma virus that the vaccine covers. So for those that are not really sexually exposed, you give them the vaccine, it covers all the strains of human papilloma virus. So it is best taken when a child is not sexually exposed, 9 years and above.
So if you're sexually exposed, my own hope is lost.
No, no hope. No. For women that are still on that childbearing age, that are already sexually exposed, we advise them to go for a pap smear to get their test done to check if their cervix is still healthy. And I'll give them the vaccine. And just 3 doses. The initial one a month after, then 6 months after you get the last dose to give you a life protection. For boys, they should have hope. Their own is in the pipeline. In the UK, they started giving males Gardasil to protect them from having prostate cancer. But it has not come to Africa. We are still waiting for that.
We shall keep praying. We have to run up. Our time is fast, but we'll have a few comments. Charles Osayamo says, good morning, ladies. Good morning, Charles. Jerome Tessie says, good morning, ladies. Good morning, Tessie. And finally, Rose Silva says, good morning, lovelies. Good morning to you, Rose Silva. And this is where we draw the curtain on our conversation this morning. I've learned so much. I'm also terrified. I don't know, they always call me every Friday. We're going to be here again tomorrow morning by 10 a.m. for the weekend rundown. And finally, a major return on Monday through Friday for, of course, the Breakfast Show on TSL Nigeria TV. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, TSL Nigeria Space TV. Like and follow all our socials, TSL Nigeria TV. And of course, check out our blog for news on the go, www.tsmnigeria.tv. My name is Joyce Chicks. It's been lovely having you this entire week. Make sure you enjoy your weekend. Good morning.